morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So, today, I'm here to show you some Pokemon cards that are very weird, and very strange, and very different, and very rare, and very valuable, that I don't think many of you are aware of. And I don't say that in any kind of meanness. I don't mean any disrespect when I say that. What I mean is, I have looked over and over at all aspects of the Pokemon trading card game for a very long time, and I have not actually seen these cards before. These seem like kind of hidden gems, so to speak. Lost cards, as it were. But they're worth a few quid. So I thought that we should have a little bit of a look at them. Now, what they are Pokemon Teach cards. Now, we need to start off having a look over on worthpoint.com, I was put onto this by the lovely Primal Lugia, though there was a tweet put out by sugar_non-glossy, which brought me some awareness of this as well. And it was this image of these 10 Pokemon cards, with the following caption. You receive every and each exact card in photos. Up for auction is an extremely rare, hard-to-find set of Japanese Pokemon Teach cards. This set was given out in Japan in the form of a poster with these cards attached. The cards came in a set of 10 and have some amazing artwork. These cards are very, very hard to come by, and a complete set is near impossible. This complete set is the first public sale of this on eBay. All of these cards are in played condition except the Bulbasaur, Sentret, and Doduo, who are lightly played. The rest are heavily used with edgeware, bends, creases, and rips. And yet, this is still an extremely sought-after set of cards. Because if we have a look here, they are weird. Now, my understanding is that these are slightly larger than your average Pokemon card. They're a little bit bigger. And what you've got here is essentially a picture of an actual Pokemon card. And we've got a couple of energy behind it of the appropriate types. And then there is some text on the bottom which essentially explains what is actually going on with all of this. And you'll notice that a lot of the choices are very strange. Yes, we've got a Pikachu, that shouldn't surprise anybody here. And yes, we've got both a Squirtle and a Bulbasaur, but there's no Charmander there. And then we've got largely Gen 1 Pokemon, but then Sentret and Sudowoodo just pump in, just being like, hey, I'm here, what's going on? And then, of course, we've got some oddity going on with the artwork here. Now, some of them, you've got Pikachu there. Clearly, Pikachu is coming in with its base set artwork. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Their early Teach card, you've got your base set Pikachu. This all seems to make perfect sense to me. Similarly, we've got ourselves a male Nidoran there. And we've got the base set there as well. We've got base set artwork. Now, the Geodude comes in with its fossil artwork, but again, that's not exactly particularly weird or hard to understand. We didn't get Geodude in base. We didn't get Geodude in jungle. So Fossil was the first one we had, and okay, I get this entirely. This makes perfect sense to me. But what's going on with that Squirtle? For anyone wondering, this is a real Squirtle card. It was released in an intro pack, which was basically, according to the lovely folks at Bulbapedia, a Japan-exclusive half-deck collection. So there was a Bulbasaur deck and there was a Squirtle deck, each of which had 40 cards, which aren't really half-decks, but I digress. And they had a bunch of cards like this Squirtle, which was not seen anywhere else. This Squirtle never actually made it outside of Japan. It was a Japanese-exclusive Squirtle. And look, you're talking 50 HP Squirtle, 1 energy, 10 damage, 2 energy, 20 damage. It wasn't exactly like we were missing very much at all. I'd rather have the base set Squirtle, which was 10 damage paralysis on a coin flip. Though incidentally, that did have 10 less HP, and it wouldn't be until we got into Expedition that we actually got ourselves a Squirtle with 50 HP outside of Japan, but I digress. So what we've got there is largely kind of base set early artwork. with a couple of really weird cards thrown in as well. For what it's worth, the Bulbasaur was also the Bulbasaur from the Bulbasaur half deck that came with the Squirtle half deck that we just talked about. In Japan, that was probably a more normal thing for them, given that we've got those pair of decks that we're giving out to newer players, etc. So these are kind of weird cards, and they're kind of large cards, and they look strange, and they've all got 2 energy on, even the Doduo that only has a single energy attack. So, how much are they worth? Well, the good news is some lovely person has gone and listed them over on eBay. Now, they're being sold out of Italy, and what we've essentially got here is a series of 9 cards, all of them but the Geodude for what it's worth. And so we can have a look at them and we can see approximate value. I have checked, the Geodude is not coming up as a sold. For some reason, the Geodude is not up for sale. I have no idea why. Your guess is as good as mine. Now, in terms of the most valuable, the highest price, it probably won't surprise you to know that it's Pikachu. Currently going for £2,355, which is quite a lot. We've then got your Squirtle and your Bulbasaur that are going for £2,265. They've been priced the same. And then we've got Jinx, which is slightly more expensive at $1,721. And then at $1,268, we've got your Nidoran, your Growlithe, your Sudowoodo, and your Sentret, the least popular of them. Now, they have been graded by Beckett, which is one of the big grading companies out there. And you'll notice that they've just been graded as authentic. It's not about how much they're actually conditioned, etc. They are just graded as authentic. You'll notice that around the sides of the cards, you can see those little marks where they have been pulled out of a poster sheet. I would love to see an actual poster of this with all the cards still attached to it, but shall we say I think that's one of those things that we're just not going to get to see, and I'm a little bit sorry about that. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen. We do what we can. So these are very rare, very expensive cards. They're very weird cards, very strange cards. They are different to what we usually see here. But you know what? They're awesome and I love them and I want them. I can't afford them, let's be perfectly clear. There is absolutely no way whatsoever I can ever afford these cards. I cannot be dropping $1,000+ on a card, and that's for the least exciting of them. But what has also popped up on eBay over the past couple of days is a very similar thing from Black and White. Now again, it's hard to get much information about these, but a listing has gone up which is for a lot of 4 tryout or teach cards featuring Litwick, Zorua, Snivy, and Oshawott. Now, these are essentially 4 Gen 5 Pokemon, and again, you can see that these are slightly larger cards, which have clearly been popped out of a poster. You can see the marks around the side where they've been popped out. And they're similar kind of cards, but they're a little bit different. They don't have the energy cards printed behind them. They are just regular cards. They are bigger than your average card, so I believe it is essentially the card is regular size, and then it's got the border on making it larger. And you'll notice that all of the cards here have got explanation above and beyond what you would see on a usual card. So they've got the little damage markers on there in the actual text of the card, and it is basically explaining to you exactly what happens. The weakness there, it's ×2, and there's a little explanation for exactly what ×2 weakness actually means. These are cards designed to be given to people to help them to learn to play the Pokemon trading card game. Now, these are actually currently listed on eBay for a very low price. I rather suspect in the 5 days this might take off to the point where I have no chance. So I'm going to be watching this and I'm going to be playing around a little bit, but I think it's fair to assume that there is going to come a point in the not too distant future where I will be recusing myself from this particular auction. But either way, this is a very, very cool thing. It's a little piece of Pokemon history that I was just completely unaware of. It's something that I'd never come across, which for somebody that spends as much time looking around the Pokemon trading card game as I do, is weird. So I thought I'd share the story with you lovely ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully it's something you found interesting. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you guys. Do you have any extra information I was unable to find? Have you come across these before? And if you hadn't, what do you think about them now that you have? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.